Hello, welcome back to Shipping Lithium and Batteries. And in this presentation, we're going to make reference to the IATA Dangerous Goods Regulations, the 64th edition, and the 2023 Lithium Battery Guidance Document. The scope of this presentation is converting to watt-hour rating, choosing between Section 1A and Section 1B, determining when to pack in a UN specification packaging, marking and labeling a package, and finally completing the shipper's declaration and airway bill. So this is a practical example. We are going to practically ship to lithium-ion batteries, and I want to go through with me as I take you through the process. So we have one battery right there and a second battery. Question is, are we shipping them as Section 1A or are we shipping them as Section 1B? So what do we have to determine how we ship? So we have the watt-hour rating and the total net quantity for both batteries, because we're going to put them in one package. So when you look at these batteries, you don't have the watt-hour rating inscribed on them. So this means that you cannot decide whether to ship them as Section 1A or Section 1B unless you calculate and convert what is inscribed onto the batteries to watt-hour rating. That's what we shall do later. And then also, when these two batteries are added, we have a total net weight of 1 kilogram. Remember, choosing between Section 1A and Section 1B depends on the watt-hour rating and the net weight per package. All right, so let's first go and look at an extract from the list of dangerous goods for lithium-ion batteries. Right there, we know we can't ship them on a passenger aircraft. So we are here to pick the packing instruction. Always remember to read all the special provisions because sometimes they have approval requirements, additional requirements, and then at times the requirements are relaxed. So our packing instruction is 965, okay? As you can see, when it comes to lithium-ion batteries and lithium metal batteries, we do not have the maximum net quantity given to us in column K. Instead, you'll get the maximum net quantity on the packing instruction. That's why it's always imperative for you to read and understand the requirements of the applicable packing instruction. All right, so let's go to the packing instruction 965. This packing instruction has so many other requirements, but what I am picking out is what I think you could forget. When you're preparing a lithium-ion battery shipment or cell shipment, make sure that you read the packing instruction from the start to the end. I'll take you through the general requirements for lithium-ion or lithium polymer cells and batteries. 1, damaged or defective lithium-ion batteries are forbidden. Those shipped for recycling or disposal are forbidden unless approved by state of origin and the state of operator. They must be protected so as to prevent short circuits. Note, all cells and batteries must be tested in accordance with the UN Manual of Tests and Criteria Part 3, subsection 38.3. For you to confirm that the batteries the owner of cargo is intending to ship have passed the required tests, you need to request the UN 38.3 test summary. When you have the test summary, then you're not going to hassle converting to watt-hour rating, because they'll give you the watt-hour rating if you're dealing with lithium-ion batteries or cells. And if you're shipping lithium metal batteries, they'll give you the lithium metal content. Okay, now, since we don't have the UN 38.3 test summary, let's convert. Our first battery, as you can see it, we have 40V and 2.5 AH. So let's convert those to watt-hour rating. That's what we get, 100 watt-hour rating, and that is the formula. This formula is given to you in the IATA 2023 lithium battery guidance document. You can go look it up. Second battery, the watt-hour rating is 8.1.4. When you look at both of these watt-hour ratings, the first one, which is 100 watt-hour rating, qualifies to be shipped as section 1B because it's 100 and the limit is 100. And then we also have 8.14 watt-hour rating, which is far below the limit. So let's see. Let's get a reminder from that part of the classification flow chart. Remember, right here, we are dealing with lithium-ion batteries. So I have scrapped off the contained in equipment and packed with equipment so that we have that part which is applicable to our shipment. Section 1B right there, and then section 1A is right there. So what we have is within the limits for section 1B. The watt-hour rating is equal to 100 watt-hour rating for one of the batteries, and the other battery is less than 100 watt-hour rating. So we are not going to ship it as section 1A. Why are we shipping as section 1B and not as section 1A? Is because it is cheaper for you to ship as section 1B, since you don't need to purchase a UN specification packaging. So when you want to get watt-hour rating, always check the UN 38.3 test summary. Ask for it. For you to know if the batteries are within the required state of charge, ask the owner of the battery to commit in writing. If the owner of the battery is the manufacturer, they'll tell you the state of charge. If it's just a normal consumer like you and me, then you need to contact the manufacturer and get the state of charge. We have some equipment like battery meter, which can measure state of charge. But of course, if you're not going to ship lithium batteries, lithium-ion batteries almost every day or every month, then I don't think it's wise for you to purchase a battery meter. Right, so let's see. We have the battery there, 100 watt-hour rating. A second battery right there, which is 8.14 watt-hour rating. This is section 1B. According to watt-hour rating, we are going to ship as section 1B because the watt-hour rating is within the limit of section 1B. Total net weight was 1 kilogram. Remember, they gave us this total net weight in the introduction. So it's below 10 kg. So 10 is the maximum permitted net weight if you're going to ship your loose batteries or cells, or call them standalone batteries or cells. So in our case, we have 1 kilogram, and so it qualifies to go as section 1B. Overall, we are going to ship as section 1B. So now in the next slides, we are going to look at the requirements of packing as section 1B, declaring as section 1B, and then also completing the airway bill as section 1B. Question, do we need a UN specification packaging? Remember, I told you that for you to determine whether you need a UN specification packaging or not, you need to go to the packing instruction. I'll show you. So we have this part. This is an extract of packing instruction 965. As you can see, it's table 965 1B. We also have an extract of the same packing instruction, which is 965, which is table 965 1A. I'm going to use these two tables to show you how you're going to tell between a packing instruction which requires a UN specification packaging and that which doesn't. And it's the same knowledge that you're going to apply to the other packing instructions. So when you look at these two sections, table 961B and table 965 1A, you'll see some differences and similarities. For example, table 965 1B has outer packagings, so is table 965 1A. We have type of packagings. As you can see, we have drums, jerry cans, and boxes. Those are types of packagings. We also have them under section 1A. We have the description of packagings. As you can see, we have steel. These are materials. We have steel, plywood, fiber, plastic, and the list goes on. So is under table 9651 alpha. What we don't have on table 9651B is the specification row. Each time you have the specification row on a packing instruction, it means that you need to pack those dangerous goods where that packing instruction is assigned in a UN approved packaging. Okay, so if you want to know what 1A to 1B2 is, these are specification codes. You go to table 5.0.C, which gives us a list of the UN specification packagings used in air transport by type and description together with their specification codes. So I hope now you know how you're going to tell if the packing instruction assigned to your substance or article requires to be packed in a UN specification packaging or not. Check the table given to you for outer packagings and see if you have a specification code row or not. If you have one, then you need a UN specification packaging. If you don't have one, then you don't need a UN specification packaging. One thing I want you to note is that even if you don't need a UN specification packaging, for example, under section 1B, you must pack those items in some approved type of packagings and approved materials. You don't have the liberty to pack in any kind of material or type of outer packaging. So we are going to pack these two batteries in a package which is not tested or UN approved. I hope that is clear. Okay, so let's see. This is the extract here coming from the list of dangerous goods. We have the UN number, the proper shipping name. We do have the class. We have the hazard label. So when we get to labeling, we are going to come back to column delta and see which label we need to put onto the outside of the package. We have the packing instruction. Now you know how important the packing instruction is. We need to know the maximum permitted weight per package. We need to know whether we're going to ship in a tested package or not. We need to know if we're going to ship a section 1B or a section 1A. We need to know a lot of information, and that information is given to us in packing instructions. Always remember to read special provisions because sometimes they have approvals. At times they do have additional requirements, and then there are cases when the requirements are relaxed for you. Remember, lithium-ion batteries are not permitted on cargo aircraft, on passenger aircraft, sorry. So you can't ship them on passenger aircraft, and you can only ship them as cargo aircraft only. Okay, so let's look at marking and labeling our shipment. So this is our package, which is not a UN specification package. We shall have our UN number marked, lithium-ion batteries marked as a proper shipping name. We have our shipper consignee addresses, full addresses at that. We have our hazard label. We have our cargo aircraft only label. And then we have our lithium battery mark, which has the UN number inscribed in it. So this is our fully marked and labeled package for the 2 batteries that we've transported. Let's see how the shipper's declaration will be filled, especially when it comes to nature and quantity of dangerous goods. I guess I'm speaking to people who have received dangerous goods training. So that's why I'm just getting to those points which are sometimes complicated, and I'm not taking you through the entire filling of the shipper's declaration. So within nature and quantity of dangerous goods columns, we shall have the UN number, proper shipping name, class, quantity and type of packing is going to be 1 fiberboard box times the net quantity, which is 1 kilogram. And then we shall have the packing instruction 965 and add 1B to show that we are shipping under section 1B. Finally, let's fill the handling information box of the airway bill. We shall have that statement, dangerous goods as per associated BGD, and then we add cargo aircraft only. Thank you so much for listening to me, and let's catch up in the next video.